The narrative of the Three Kingdoms era has often portrayed Zhang Fei as a rough and tempestuous general, but it turns out we may have all been too quick to judge. This figure, commonly labeled as a brash warrior, was actually a scholar general, proficient not only in the martial arts but also in scholarly pursuits. Moreover, contrary to the typical depiction of him with a fierce and rugged appearance, historical accounts suggest that Zhang Fei was, in fact, quite handsome, with refined features that contradicted the stereotype of a coarse military man. Zhang Fei, the renowned general during the Three Kingdoms period, was valiant and skilled in battle throughout his life, assisting his elder brother Liu Bei in establishing a territory of their own. The Oath of the Peach Garden, the battle of the three heroes against Lu Bu, his roar that shook the Tiger Trap Pass, the waters that ran backwards at Changban Bridge. Zhang Fei, portrayed in Romance of the Three Kingdoms, left an indelible mark in people's hearts with his black face that rivaled the fairness of Judge Bao and the image of a brave but reckless man. He ultimately met his end at the hands of his subordinates due to his excessive punishment of them. However, according to some historical records, the real Zhang Fei was not merely a simple warrior. The Qing dynasty literature Yuan Mei once wrote in Sui Yuan essays, Zhang Fei was not an illiterate brute. This suggests that Zhang Fei was not the unlettered warrior he's often portrayed as. Song dynasty scholar Zhang Shihuan also wrote a poem, Upon the River Shrines, his stern saber hung. Among the people, his brush strokes praised, like silver hooks well strung. This praises Zhang Fei's calligraphy, likening it to iron painting with silver hooks. Zhang Fei, it seems, was not just a simple and rash figure, but also someone who was accomplished in both the arts of war and literature, even being a calligrapher. What's the story behind this? Zhang Fei is actually a handsome man. In Romance of the Three Kingdoms, Zhang Fei is described as towering at 8 feet tall, with eyes like that of a leopard, a wide mouth, a swallow's jaw, and a tiger's beard, a voice as loud as thunder, an imposing presence as if a horse in full gallop. However, in Chinese opera, to meet the needs of the dramatic art, Zhang Fei is often depicted with a blackened face. This creates a striking visual effect on stage, especially when a red-faced Guan Yu and a black-faced Zhang Fei appear together. Over time, this has led people to associate Zhang Fei with the image of a man with a black face. So, was the historical Zhang Fei ugly or not? It seems that we don't find descriptions of Zhang Fei's appearance in historical records. In records of the Three Kingdoms, it is mentioned that Liu Bei had ears that hung down to his shoulders and hands that extended beyond his knees, and Guan Yu was described as the beautiful bearded man, impressive in appearance. But there is no mention at all about Zhang Fei's looks. It is precisely because of this lack of description that Mr. Luo Guanzhong had more room for artistic interpretation in his novel. Although there is no direct information, we can infer from indirect sources. According to historical records, Zhang Fei had 2 daughters. The renowned advisor Zhuge Liang once commented on them, saying, "The daughters of the former general of chariots and cavalry, Zhang Fei, are beautiful and virtuous at the age of 17, suitable to be empresses in the main palace." Lu Shan, following Zhuge Liang's advice, subsequently made Zhang Fei's daughters empresses one after another. In the ancient imperial harems, where beauty was highly valued, the fact that both of Zhang Fei's daughters were made empresses suggests that they were at least of decent appearance. From a genetic standpoint, it could be inferred that Zhang Fei, as their father, would likely not be far off in terms of appearance. Another piece of evidence provides a more concrete idea of what Zhang Fei might have really looked like. In 2004, Cultural Relics Authorities discovered a stone statue on Zhang Fei's Camp Mountain in Jianong, Sichuan. The statue, approximately 4 meters tall and more than 3 meters wide, is said by locals to have been carved by Tang Dynasty craftsmen to commemorate Zhang Fei's encampment in the area. This Zhang Fei has kind and gentle eyes, long and thick lips, a fair and beardless face, which is quite different from the dark-faced image of Zhang Fei in Romance of the Three Kingdoms. After measuring and appraising the statue, the Sichuan Provincial Cultural Relics and Archaeology Research Institute found that it indeed dates back to the Tang Dynasty. Although archaeologists have not confirmed whether it is a depiction of Zhang Fei, the discovery of this statue has led to a reassessment of Zhang Fei's true appearance. While there is much speculation about Zhang Fei's looks, due to the lack of detailed records and official histories, his true appearance remains an unsolved mystery. The real Zhang Fei was a military talent of exceptional bravery and strategy, often achieving remarkable feats. In Romance of the Three Kingdoms, Zhang Fei is characterized as impetuous and hot-headed, brave but tactless, and illiterate, making a living as a butcher. However, the real Zhang Fei was actually both brave and strategic. There's an idiom that goes, Zhang Fei threading a needle, coarse yet fine, which suggests that the military general Zhang Fei had a delicate side as well. As a general, Zhang Fei followed Liu Bei in campaigns for 38 years. Throughout his military career, he frequently achieved significant feats, proving himself to be a general capable of using wisdom and possessing command abilities. 3 military incidents can attest to Zhang Fei's bravery and strategic mind. The first incident involves his solo stand against Cao Cao's forces at the Yangtze River Bridge. According to records of the Three Kingdoms, in 208 AD, as Cao Cao advanced southward, Liu Bei fled from Xiangyang in disarray, chased relentlessly by Cao Cao's forces for a day and a night, until reaching Chang'an Slope at Dang'an. Liu Bei fled, leaving behind his family, and entrusted Zhang Fei to cover the rear with just over 20 cavalry. Zhang Fei positioned himself across the bridge and challenged the pursuing troops with a thunderous shout, "I am Zhang Ida, who dares to fight to the death with me?" Cao Cao's army, intimidated by his bravery, did not dare to advance, thereby saving Liu Bei from immediate danger. However, it is improbable that Zhang Fei's shouting alone, no matter how loud, could ever repel Cao Cao's tens of thousands of troops. The saying "his shout made the bridge's waters flow backward" refers to Zhang Fei's strategy to block Cao Cao's pursuers. He ordered his soldiers to dismantle the Yangtze River Bridge and tied branches to the tails of their horses. They ran back and forth in the forest behind the bridge, stirring up clouds of dust to simulate the appearance of a large ambush. Zhang Fei himself stood, with fierce eyes and spear in hand, atop the bridge. When Cao Cao personally led his troops to the scene, Zhang Fei challenged them to battle with a voice like thunder, startling Cao Cao into believing there was an ambush behind Zhang Fei, which prompted thoughts of retreat. Seeing Cao Cao's hesitation, Zhang Fei's challenges grew even louder and more confident, terrifying Cao Cao's general Xiahou Jie to the point that he shattered his courage and fell from his horse, causing Cao Cao to hastily order a retreat. The second notable event is Zhang Fei's capture of Yizhou, where he showed mercy to Yan Yan. At that time, Liu Bei was conquering Bashu, and after the death of the strategist Pang Tong, who was considered equal in wisdom to Zhuge Liang, Zhang Fei independently led an army from Jingzhou to reinforce Liu Bei. Zhang Fei's campaign was very successful. Wherever he went, he faced no resistance, and the progress was smooth. Soon, he arrived in Bashu. However, the governor of Bashu, Yan Yan, rejected Zhang Fei's offer to surrender and ordered archers to fire a barrage of arrows to stop Zhang Fei's forces from crossing the moat. Faced with such a strong opponent, Zhang Fei had to think tactically. After some deliberation, Zhang Fei pretended to order his soldiers to disperse and chop firewood, seeking a small path to sneak into Bashu. After several days without any sign of movement from Zhang Fei, Yan Yin grew suspicious. He sent out a dozen soldiers disguised as Zhang Fei's woodcutters to gather information outside the city. They learned that Zhang Fei's troops had indeed found a small path that could be used to sneak into Ba region, and that Zhang Fei had decided to move out at night, personally leading the way at the front. Yan Yin was overjoyed upon receiving this news and scoffed at Zhang Fei, calling him a thoughtless brute. He decided to personally lead his troops out of the city that night to raid Zhang Fei's supply train. That night, Yan Yin led his entire army out of the city and set up an ambush in the woods. From a distance, they saw Zhang Fei leading his troops forward. As the vanguard passed and the supply convoy approached, Yan Yin gave the order to attack. Unexpectedly, Zhang Fei's pretense of scouting for a secret path was a ruse to lure Yan Yin out of the city. At the right moment, Zhang Fei led his forces from behind Yan Yin's position, striking swiftly. The seasoned warrior Yan Yin found himself in disarray facing this situation and could only engage reluctantly. In fewer than 10 exchanges, he was captured alive by Zhang Fei. When Yan Yin was brought before Zhang Fei, he stood tall and refused to kneel, exclaiming, "You are unjust in invading our state and county. There may be generals who are beheaded, but no generals who surrender." Zhang Fei's fierce anger and order to execute Yan Yin only showcased Yan Yin's unyielding spirit more. Yan Yin's disdain for death, his stern integrity, deeply moved Zhang Fei and elicited respect, a reflection of the adage, a true warrior recognizes and respects another. Zhang Fei's demeanor swiftly changed from wrath to joy. He descended from his seat, ordered his men to stand down, personally untied Yan Yin, clothed him, seated him in a place of honor, and bowed his head in apology, saying, "Earlier, I spoke offensively. I hope you'll not take it to heart. I have always known of the general's reputation as a hero among men." Such an act of respect from the formidable Zhang Fei, who humbled himself before a captured foe, deeply touched Yan Yin. It illustrates the belief that a soldier will die for a cause he understands. Released honorably by Zhang Fei, Yan Yin's hostility vanished, and he willingly offered his surrender. Zhang Fei's magnanimous release of Yan Yin had a profound impact. It showcased the magnanimity of Liu Bei's faction and significantly won the hearts of the people in Shu. The third event was Zhang Fei's resounding defeat of Zhang He. Zhang He was a leading general under Cao Cao, renowned for his many military achievements. In his biographical evaluation, Chen Shou praised Zhang He for his cleverness in warfare, saying, "Zhang He was known for his tactical ingenuity. He was adept in adapting tactics, good at managing camps and formations, and in estimating the enemy's situation and the terrain. All went according to his plan, such that even Zhuge Liang was wary of him." In the year 215, Cao Cao commanded the general Zhang He to lead 30,000 troops to attack Baxi commanderies Dongtu, present-day Chu County, Sichuan. At that time, Zhang Fei, who was serving as the prefect of Baxi, confronted him with 10,000 men. After a standoff that lasted over 50 days, Zhang Fei came up with a brilliant strategy. He lured Cao Cao's army into a narrow mountain pass, then led his elite soldiers to circle around and launch a surprise attack from behind. Despite their superior numbers, Cao Cao's troops were at a disadvantage due to the terrain and could not come to each other's aid. They were thrown into confusion and suffered heavy losses. General Zhang He managed to escape with just over 10 remaining soldiers, in a most pitiful state. Zhang Fei's victory made a significant contribution to the cause of Shu Han. Not only did it strategically thwart Cao Cao's plans to invade Shu, but it also gave Liu Bei the opportunity to take advantage of the situation and capture Hanzhou, ultimately realizing the strategic vision of controlling Shu and securing a tripartite balance of power in China. Later generations and contemporaries alike had high praise for Zhang Fei's courage, strategic acumen, and character. The author of Records of the Three Kingdoms, Chen Shou, commented that Zhang Fei possessed the bravery unmatched by 10,000 men, a true tiger general. Contemporaries and opponents such as Guijia, Shengyu, Lu Yi, Zhou Yu, and even Fu Gan from the Song dynasty extolled Zhang Fei as an adversary to 10,000, the most courageous among the armies, and courageous and righteous. Zhang Fei was born into a family with a scholarly tradition, was proficient in calligraphy and painting, and was a cultured person. Zhang Fei was undoubtedly a valiant military commander. However, his talents extended beyond warfare. According to annotations to records of the Three Kingdoms and other historical records, he could also compose poetry and was skilled in painting beautiful women and in cursive script calligraphy. In Romance of the Three Kingdoms, Zhang Fei is depicted as a butcher who earned his living by slaughtering and selling pork. However, according to local legends from Zhuozhou, Zhang Fei came from a scholarly family. From a young age, he was known for his fierce nature and hot temper. His father hired several teachers for him, all of whom he managed to drive away with his temper. Later on, his uncle specially recommended a teacher named Huang to educate him. Teacher Huang had served as a military officer in the imperial court and possessed both literary and martial talents. Disillusioned with the corrupt politics of the court, he resigned from his position and returned to his hometown to make a living as a teacher. Zhang Fei greatly admired this teacher and, under his guidance, practiced both literature and martial arts. By the age of 13, he had developed impressive martial skills. He was also well-read and deeply dissatisfied with the chaotic times, aspiring to pacify the world and rescue the common people. Worried that Zhang Fei might bring trouble upon himself due to his impulsive nature, Mr. Huang thought of a method to temper his personality. He taught Zhang Fei calligraphy and painting, particularly of beautiful women. Over 3 years, Zhang Fei made significant progress in his artistic skills. His calligraphy, in particular, developed a distinctive style that received much praise. Wu Jin, a painting master from the Yuan dynasty, wrote a poem titled Temple of Zhang Ida being Zhang Fei's courtesy name, which says, Lord Guan recites from Zhu's commentary, and the charioteer even surpasses him in calligraphy. Though their interests in literature and martial arts differ, the ancients have always had more to offer. When I think of the lance's force, I fear it's hard to match in images. The charioteer mentioned is Zhang Fei, who was once conferred the title of General of the Chariots and Cavalry. According to Wu Jin, Zhang Fei's calligraphy was so superb that even the famous calligrapher of the Wei state during the Three Kingdoms period, Zhang Yao, could not match him. This is indeed high praise for Zhang Fei's calligraphic skills. According to historical records, traces of Zhang Fei's calligraphy can be found in 4 places. 1. The first is the inscription of Marquis of Xinting, recorded in the records of swords and daggers written by Tao Hongjing during the southern and northern dynasties. It says, when Zhang Fei was first appointed as Marquis of Xinting, he ordered a craftsman to refine iron from Qi Mountain to make a sword. The inscription reads, Marquis of Xinting, Great General of Shu. Unfortunately, the original item with this inscription by Zhang Fei has been lost to history. 2. The second is the inscription of a ladle. Yangshan, known as the leading talented scholar of the Ming dynasty, wrote in the comprehensive record of Cinnabar and Lead that there is an inscription of a ladle by Zhang Fei in Fuling. The characters are extremely well crafted, and it was indeed written by Fei. Regrettably, this inscription of a ladle has also vanished in the river of history. 3. The third is the Feifeng Mountain Cliff inscription in Xixiang County, Shaanxi, which is said to be personally inscribed by Zhang Fei. This cliff inscription is located about 12 kilometers southeast of the county town of Xixiang in Hanzhong City, Shaanxi, on a river-facing cliff. 4. The fourth is the inscription of Zhang Fei standing by his horse, also known as Ba Ming Cliff Inscription. The Ming Dynasty literary scholar Cao Xuechuan, who once served as the vice-governor of Sichuan, recorded in the 28th volume of his Records of Famous Places in Shu, Sichuan, that in the Chu County of Shunqing Prefecture, which was the Dogtu County during the Three Kingdoms period, there is a Ba Ming Mountain. At the foot of the mountain there is a stone with an inscription in large clerical script characters that reads, General of the Han, Fei, leading 10,000 elite troops, greatly defeated the rebel leader Zhang Fei, and had this inscribed on stone while standing by his horse. Up until today, an original rubbings of the inscription of Zhang Fei standing by his horse is collected in the Museum of Qishan County, Shaanxi. The stele inscription contains a total of 22 characters, which conform in font and size to historical descriptions. The inscription is characterized by its full and vigorous strokes, robust and solemn momentum, making it a rare piece of calligraphic work. True and false, real and imaginary, all contribute to the legendary aura surrounding the famous General Zhang Fei. Through a millennium of storytelling, the characterization of rough Zhang Fei has deeply rooted itself in the hearts of the people, becoming widely known, respected, and beloved. Heroes like him, who withstand the test of time and remain standing, are truly real heroes. Dear friends, this is where we will end our discussion on the hero Zhang Fei. If you find these contents inspiring, please give a thumbs up, leave your thoughts in the comment section, and don't forget to subscribe. This way, you won't miss any of our episodes, and together, we can learn more about Chinese historical figures every day. See you next time.